muchachos. Isela here with the Truck Boss Show. Welcome back, co-host.
Hey, I'm glad to be here. It's always awesome to be your co-host. Anything it takes to be on the Truck Boss Show. And we've got an awesome show lined up for you guys. Like, comment, and share. Get a part of the conversation. So, Isela, we just got back from an awesome place. I keep saying that word, but I can't help myself.
Well, it was awesome. MATS 2019 was a great time. Good people, good interviews, the food, the music. I mean, it could not get any better than that.
And maybe you were there. If you were, comment. Let us know what you thought. What I loved most was the beauty contest. Met some great people out there.
We did.
The trucks were tricked out, as they say.
Always.
Our friends at 4 State Trucks, Chrome Shop Mafia had a couple trucks. It was great.
It was good. The food was awesome, too. I like the food there.
I'm impressed. Every year, it just keeps getting better.
Better and better.
And the venue is just full, and there were thousands of truckers there. So let us know if you were there. And at the same time, what I'm excited about is we have a lot of interviews lined up. We've got 3 segments that we want to bring to you on this show, first time ever.
Yes.
So stay with us. A lot of exciting things coming your way. So why don't you, but hold on. Before we do that, we've got some breaking news that we're going to do.
You get a little excited, so calm down.
I know, I just wanted to jump right into the show.
We got to spread the word, though. We got to spread the word first.
Well, thanks for not giving me a hard time. I'm
Of
impressed.
course not.
The last couple shows have been tough.
So what you got for us today?
Well, at MATS, FMCSA, and I'm just going to read this directly to you from the article that we're going to post in the comment thread. The U.S. Department of Transportation Secretary Chow announced on Friday at MATS 2019 that hours of service reform is moving forward. Yes, I want to say that again. HOS reform is moving forward. In front of a packed audience at MATS, she said, notice of proposed rulemaking has been sent to the U.S. Office of Management and OMB for review. And here's a quote from Chow. I'm pleased to announce today that the department is moving forward with the next step, which is notice of proposed rulemaking regarding HOS rules. And Chow said to a rousing ovation, those in attendance, as you can imagine. She went on to say, I can't say very much while the rule is under consideration, but let me note that the department understands the strong interest in increasing flexibility and is giving it serious consideration. Chow urged every trucker, all the stakeholders, to continue to participate and stay tuned. OMB will now have 90 days to review the review before a 60 to 90 day comment period, which could lead to the the intro of the final rule.
And that's a big deal.
It was huge. I mean, we covered it live there as a show with our friends with Trucker Nation, which was great. And so what do you think about this rule?
Man, let me tell you that I know that a lot of people have been waiting for this. They were excited. A lot of people were excited there at MAT. So it is going to be exciting to see how it does unfold and what the ending result's going to be.
It's huge. I know after this 90-day period that OMB is reviewing everything, when they open up for open comments, last time this happened in 2017, there were only 5,200 truckers that actually commented, or stakeholders. This year, with over 3 million drivers, we need hundreds of thousands of people to be able to talk about. I mean, if you are an independent, if you're a company driver, if you're a small fleet owner, it doesn't matter. They need to hear from everyone, because we had the privilege of talking with Joe DeLorenzo of the FMCSA, and he was so adamant about how he wanted to listen to everybody's feedback. And so when that open comment period comes, make sure you get a part of that. Here at the Truck Boss Show, I'm sorry I'm talking so much, but here at the Truck Boss Show,
the excitement.
I know, this is great stuff.
But
I love this
It is a great topic. It is a good topic.
And it's
very
important.
It's important for everyone out there, the drivers, especially the drivers, to get involved. You want to be heard. There are certain ways to do that, and make sure you take that step, because a lot of, even us that are not drivers, we like to vent or maybe comment or state whatever it is, but there are certain ways, certain things that you can do to actually get involved and try to make that difference, make that happen.
Exactly. So share this episode, because we want to make sure here on the Truck Boss Show, we're going to be covering this from the front lines. So as this unfolds over the coming months, we're going to bring it to you firsthand. And share this video so that everybody can get a part of this and the conversation can start now.
Yes.
This is huge. And I will say, people are frustrated that it's been a couple months, we haven't heard anything, so this was an important announcement. And the last thing I'll say, talking with some insiders that work for the federal government, typically we can see the final rule going into effect, if everything goes well, within the end of this year, maybe the beginning of next. So simple time frame there.
Yeah.
So talk to your friends about it.
Remember, everything takes time, but if you're not going to, get your voice out there, you'll never be heard.
That's right. And for all MATS coverage, go back to our Facebook page, our YouTube page. You'll see all the lives, great content we have for you.
But speaking of,
it's time to move on to the awesome content.
Yes, we actually had the opportunity to speak with our friend Jayne Denham. She is a country pop artist. Let me tell you, I love her music. She's a very beautiful and humble person, and I'll let you check this out for yourself. How's it going, everyone? Isela here with the Truck Boss Show. Here at MATS, with our friend, the one and only Jayne Denham.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you for being with us. Oh my God, I'm excited. I'm like, oh my God. So I checked you out on YouTube. Awesome music, by the way.
Thank
so,
you.
Jayne, tell us what type of music it is that you have for our viewers who...
Yeah, totally. Well, if you haven't worked it out, I'm from Australia. That's where my accent is. And I'm just absolutely thrilled to be back here for the third time. They invited me to come out from Australia because I love singing trucking songs. That's my thing that I do. I don't sing all trucking songs, but on every album I've done 2 or 3. So yeah, it's just a privilege to be here. And I started 13 years ago. I wrote a song about a girl that drove a truck, and it blew up in Australia, and I've been touring Australia ever since and had a #1 in Australia.
I was going to say, wait a minute, you just had something big happen.
Did. Well, actually, that's my third #1, but my second #1 in Australia was a trucking song called Addicted to the Diesel. So that's kind of how it all
I heard that one.
Yeah,
I heard
so
it. Like I said, I checked out
go.
on YouTube. That's so awesome. But I mean, this is a big event where a lot of our drivers are out here, and I'm pretty sure, you know, they're out on the road a lot of the time, men and women. And, you know, when they get lonely, music is comfort to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what they love. And of course, with your music being so popular, and they know that's the girl from the Match Show. That's pretty neat.
And I mean, I love riding. I grew up with my family having trucks, and so that's where my love of trucks came from. And once I wrote that song, I was invited to sing at truck shows and stuff, and then I just met more and more truck drivers and companies, and I'm like, I just so want to. I don't drive trucks, but I love writing music.
You're passionate about it.
I love writing trucking songs, and especially like I've got a song called "Grew Up Round Trucks," which I know is really popular because there was so many generations of truck drivers, and I'm like, we need to celebrate that. And so we wrote that song, and then I wrote Addicted to the Diesel, which we wrote specifically, I wanted to keep truck drivers awake. That was like my brief. I'm like, I want a song that when truck drivers are tired, they go, yeah, I've got to put on Addicted to the Diesel. And it's just been like so overwhelming, because if I had $1 for every time someone says that, I'm like, yes, I'm doing my bit for the trucking industry.
Yes.
Like, yay.
So what is something that the viewers and the listeners can expect in the near future?
Well, we're really excited. We're going to be having another trucking single. I've just had one in Australia that went #1 that wasn't a trucking single, called Hung Up on You. So that was really good, but I've got a brand new single coming out soon called Black Coffee and White Lines off the new record. And yeah, I'm going to be coming back quite a few times this year, so hope to see you guys around.
Oh my God, yes, it's so super excited. So if somebody else, they could just look it up on YouTube, right?
Yeah, sure. I'm on all socials.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Not so great at Twitter. Australians, for some reason, aren't so great on Twitter. I am on Twitter, but not very savvy.
That's okay. I've had Twitter, but I don't really use it that much, but we use everything else. Well, thank you so much, Jayne. We really do appreciate it. You really do need to go check out her music. It is awesome, and I'm telling you, because I checked it out, and it's great. It's awesome to listen to.
Thank you.
And it's so I love the energy, and it's hype, and it's great for truckers. So thank you guys so much, and we'll see you on the next.
Love you guys.
segment.
Bye.
Big thanks to Jayne Denham and her assistant Stacy. You know, you can catch her music on YouTube. She has some hits out in Australia. She's out here in the US. She was at Matt's, rocked it out. Great music. Addicted to the Diesel is one of my favorite. Jayne, I love you, girl.
That's awesome. I mean, I'll be very honest, I didn't have the privilege of meeting her.
She's
you
amazing.
girls did.
She's
I know
amazing.
that she had some great experience at Red Eye Radio, so anyway, I look forward to being able to meet her and also see her on the show in the future. But moving on, if you don't mind.
No, go ahead. It's all yours.
That's right. As the co-host, I had the privilege of sitting down and actually standing up with Terry of truckersforvets.org. Great organization that he's forming, a nonprofit 501c3, to be able to reach those veterans that are looking to shift from serving on the front lines to actually getting into trucking. But his focus with this is mentorship, driver training, and more. Check it out. How's it going, everybody? Landon with the Truck Boss Show here live at Matt's. Excited to be next to my friend Terry.
Hi.
Pleasure to meet you, man. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh,
You're with
thank you.
trucksforvets.org.
Yes.
So, Terry, I've got to ask, I mean, before we jump into your organization and what you're building when it comes to reaching vets and helping with training and obviously for drivers in the trucking industry, tell us about your history in trucking. How long have you been on the road?
I was in it for 5-6 years, and then I turned around and took 13 years off doing construction work. And then I had to come back to it in 2008, so I've been doing it since then.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I know that you have a passion for veterans, Now that's why the Truck Boss Show wanted to come over here, meet you, hear what you're doing. So tell us, what led you to start this organization?
Actually, I got tired of being run off the road in the middle of the night.
That makes sense.
So, it's the training that these young men and women receive right now is very inadequate. I mean,
Right.
they're rushed for fuel. They've only got so much time in the truck, and if they do not get it, then they've just wasted anywhere from $4,000 to $7,000.
Right. That makes a lot of sense.
So-
What was the catalyst of reaching veterans? What's the passion there?
The passion there is these young men have put their butt on the line for us.
Right.
So let's help them out. Let's give them a free CDL, commercial license. That way it opens up so many different opportunities
Right.
for them and in so many different industries.
Exactly.
So
So when it comes to reaching veterans, are you partnered with anybody in the nation when it comes to being able to connect with them when they're considering coming from being on the front lines serving to possibly getting in the trucking industry? What do those relationships look like?
right now they are all waiting on me to open up the actual school
Okay.
so that we can have a veterans training facility.
Okay.
The first one will be located in Columbus, Ohio.
Nice.
And if there's any extra funds, we will be opening up and expanding into other states.
Right.
So that way that these young men and women can actually get their commercial license at no cost to them.
Right.
They'll be assigned a mentor that will always be with them for life.
Right.
And if there's any issues or whatever, then they get me involved and we get them corrected.
So those mentors, where do you find those individuals that are passionate about connecting with them, bringing them up successfully in the industry?
Look around.
Yeah.
They are everywhere.
Right.
I've not ever been turned down for
That's
somebody to help mentor a young man and to make sure that, man or woman, to make sure that they succeed in our industry.
Right. When it comes to the training itself, can you talk a little bit more about that? You said they're going to get CDL training,
Yes.
obviously driver training. Dive a little bit deeper into that.
As far as the training goes, they can come in and we'll do a one-day orientation is what we've got planned. It's really kind of hard to plan anything when you don't know what you got to work
Right,
with.
exactly.
We'll have a closed course training. They'll come in for the one day. We'll go ahead and give them an orientation. Then they can go back home to wherever they live in the United States because this will be state certified program. So therefore we can train veterans from all over the country.
Oh, that's great.
So that way, I've partnered with a few of the veterans that are around my area. They've got extra bedrooms, so they'll be able to stay with them while they're in their training. Most of them are actually all retired truck drivers and veterans, so
No, that's excellent. That is excellent.
it's getting several organizations to work together in order to make this happen. The beauty of it is we're not a trucking company. We're a nonprofit. So the Mid-Ohio Food Bank will be working with them because I want them to see how it actually feels to pull a loaded trailer, which no other CDL school that I know of does that. We'll be working with the Toys for Tots Association, doing the toy drives to help them out. So,
No, it sounds like you've got such great support, a lot of momentum.
Oh, God,
And thank you so much for what you're doing and reaching vets, because I know that that's a big opportunity to be able to, for what some say is a driver shortage in the industry. But at the same
Yeah.
time, instead of making it a fallback career, it's a career that people want to pursue when it comes to being a driver on the road.
yes, then we can do it with so much pride and style. We can bring this industry back around, improve the industry, improve our safety. What a great way of doing it by honoring our veterans.
No, I couldn't agree with you more. Terry, if somebody's watching right now, how can they learn more about you? Where are you located online?
We're located online. It's trucksforvets.org. That's our actual homepage and stuff and website, and it's all up and running. And we also have a Facebook page, trucksforvets.org. So
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for what you're doing. Thank you so much for giving us your time here today on the Truck Boss Show. All the
thank
best. And
you.
if there's anything we can do to help you in the future, other than these kind of shows, we're awesome here, and we would love to be able to help you out in every way.
appreciate it so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks for watching this segment here at Matt's. We'll see you on the next one. Big thank you to Terry. Go check out his website, truckersforvets.org. Passionate men, and I was honored to meet him and learn more about what they're doing. And we're going to be able to cover this further,
We will.
Isela, on the Truck Boss Show. But we can keep talking about all those great things, but we've got one more segment.
We do. Our girl Nikki had the opportunity to interview the one and only Ingrid Brown. She was a beautiful person, and let me tell you that you have to check this out because you're going to love it.
Hey everyone, Nikki here at the Truck Boss Show, and we are excited to be next to our friend Ingrid Brown, who was named TA Petro Citizen Driver of the Year in 2018. Thanks for joining us today, Ingrid.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. And thanks for taking the time.
Of course. It's always good to meet new faces, and you have made a big splash in the trucking industry, Missy.
It's kind of overwhelming at times. I'm so just being grateful and being humble with it as well. Is just sometimes I have to take a step back from myself and think, you know, the only thing I can say is thank you, God, for it.
Well, she's a big deal. Don't let her fool you. She's a lot of things in the pipeline with this little one right here, little firecracker. So Ingrid, you are well respected in the trucking industry. You're a part of a lot of organizations, and can you tell the audience a little bit about those organizations and which one of those that you are a member of?
Well, I'll be hitting my 40-year mark this year in driving. I have over 4 million miles safe driving. I also, goodness,
wow.
Thank you. Back in the early 2000s, I began working with charities. That's kind of the passion that's in my heart, especially with the trucking industry. And I started back in working with Truck Challenge of the Genders of Special Olympics, and then working towards helping children in the hospital at Christmas across America. Then I moved on up to actually the Last Ride Home, which is bringing drivers that are deceased on the road that can't get back to their families, bringing their remains back. And that was in 2013. And as of today, I'm sitting as the chairwoman of the Corporate Relations and Safety for the United States Transportation Alliance. We are an advocate for drivers because we are drivers as well. And we go to DC, we walk the halls, we sit down with FMCSA, we voice our opinions, they bounce questions off of us, we pick the phone up. If I have a problem on the road, I did this last week with Mr. De Lorenzo, I picked the phone up and I was like, I need an answer on a question for the hours of service, and he was right on top of it. And anybody needs to realize that these guys are just like us, you know? You can pick the phone up and call them anytime, and they're gonna give you an answer, and you know from them it's the right answer. So,
right.
So the other thing is close to my heart is women in trucking. The Women in Trucking Association, and Ellen Boyd is president. I've known Ellen. We figured it up. It was 17 years yesterday. I'm one of the original inaugural team members. I'm an independent contractor. I actually run my own authority. So I was the only independent or owner-operator on the board or on the inaugural team. And we've done some really crazy, I would have never believed I'd be standing here with all the things that have come up without Women in Trucking and Ellen. So.
Well, that's exciting. And also, if I'm not mistaken, they named a truck stop after you there in Oklahoma City. Is that correct?
That is correct. The Petro, it's called the Ingrid R. Brown Petro Traveling Center. It's in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, of course.
Yes.
And yes, that was unveiled. I was chosen last year for TA Petro Citizen Driver of the Year. And I chose that site. And everybody's like, you're not from Oklahoma. And I'm like, let me explain. I chose it because 2 years ago I was part of the West Michigan convoy for relief to the farmers down in Oklahoma. So we loaded up 21 trucks and went west. And we took hay and supplies directly to the ranches and to the farmers. They had lost their homes, their cattle, and what was left. So these people touched my life, you wouldn't believe, and I just wanted to do something back because they kind of got slipped through the edges and kind of, they needed this. They needed the encouragement, and they needed to know that we loved them. So I said, you know, I don't have a lot I can give, but I'd love to name a truck stop after you. So that's what I did.
That is awesome, and congratulations for that. That's really cool.
Thank
People
you.
get to see that and see your name, and it's just a reminder of the love you have to give and give back and stuff. So that's really cool to see. So Ingrid, there's a lot of women out there that are possibly thinking about getting their CDL or their become an owner operator. What advice would you give them to just do it, break the chains, and just give it a whirl?
Well, there's two things, and the first one is there's not anything that I do that anybody can't do. I mean, nothing whatsoever. And I explained to somebody the other day, I said, that's a 100% honest statement. There's nothing that I do that nobody can do. So that's my number one thing. go for it. You know, it's something that you can do. It doesn't matter if you're a single parent. It doesn't matter if you are a widower or widow, or whether you are an empty nester. It doesn't matter if you're single and your kids are grown, you know, or if you have children at home. There's so many areas, just local, regional, over the road. So that works out great. My second thing is, you know, it's always been a man's world out here. You know, for 40 years I've heard that. It's always been a man's world. Well, guess what? My steering wheel does not know the gender that holds it. And it doesn't care. The only thing that matters is that I get that load delivered, but the number one thing is I get it delivered safely. And that right there is the key to it all.
If you want to learn more about Ingrid, you can check out her Facebook and follow her to see what she has coming in the next year. And on behalf of everybody at the Truck Boss Show, we want to thank you and congratulate you for everything that you've achieved, Ingrid. So until next time on the Truck Boss Show.
Ingrid, thank you so much. Very amazing. You know what? Grateful for all the things that you've done. She is very, very popular. She's done so much for the industry. Landon, let me tell you that. Very proud of her. For women in trucking, I got to give it to you. Power to her.
Incredible career.
Love it.
Her
Love it. She's
connections.
done so much, and I know she's going to be busy this year because she has so much more coming.
I know. When your face on USA Today,
yes,
you're doing some awesome things.
Yes,
She's got other
she
announcements
is
coming.
amazing.
You know what I love most about Ingrid?
What is that?
Her hugs.
Oh, she's a sweetheart.
Her hugs were amazing.
She's a sweetheart.
And she does a great job focusing on every conversation like you're the only person in the room. So
Oh my God. And she's
love you, Ingrid.
she knows so much. I love it. Very knowledgeable. Love it.
Last thing, she actually said through our fan page, she drove through from Louisville through Oklahoma City while she was on 35. Gave a big shout out to the Truck Boss Show. So thank you
much
so much.
love, Ingrid. Much love.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it. Well,
this has been an incredible show. Like we
has
told
been.
you, a lot of content. Like, comment, and share. Let us know. We have some great content coming your way next week. A huge schedule in the next coming months.
A lot more surprises.
So we're going to have a lot more coming your way. So again, get a part of the conversation. We want to hear from you. We love all you guys. And if you don't know why we do this,
because you're the boss.